Hello, my name is Jennifer Schrock-Crispin, and I plan to go over ethics at my library, especially regarding freedom of information and some recommendations I have for the library. I'm currently a Youth Services Assistant for Fairfax County Public Library, FCPL, located outside of Washington, D.C. FCPL has 23 libraries. It is the busiest library system in the South, with more than 12 million items in circulation and an annual budget of $29 million. I have worked for public libraries since 2007 and for FCPL since 2017. Jessica Hudson, Director of FCPL, agreed to be interviewed regarding the role ethics plays in the organization, as well as her role as Director. She's worked for FCPL for 7 years with more than 20 years of experience working for public libraries. She stated that we are to ensure public access, provide space for freedom of speech and information, and make sure we're not segregating information in a way that disallows those core tenets to segments of our population. Ms. Hudson's views of freedom of information align with much of what Dr. B.G. has taught in class, the Library Bill of Rights, and ALA's Code of Ethics. Beyond that, she spoke about Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkin, who's advocated for the removal of objectionable reading materials. It's led to other lawmakers focusing on similar goals. Less than an hour's drive from Fairfax County is a small public library that's received 600 requests for reconsideration from 53 individuals. The library has a staff of approximately 5 people. When their requests have not garnered the results as quickly as the group wanted, they armed 70 impassioned supporters with book quotes taken out of context and asked them to speak at board meetings. The director has been threatened with taking away library funding, questioning her ethics, professionality, and even personal attacks. Now for FCPL, the reconsideration process requires a customer to visit their local branch and speak with a librarian. The conversation's normally where the process ends, but the library may direct the request to our technical services department. A committee is formed to review the item and look at prior complaints and assess professional journal reviews. They ask, is it appropriately placed in the collection? Is it old, outdated, or poorly written? They then meet to discuss their findings and write a report for reconsideration or for the material to remain unchanged. If the customer is still unsatisfied with results and wants to continue to pursue banning the book, Ms. Hudson would go through the same process without looking at the committee's report and bring her findings to the board. Library customers can find all of this information about the process on the library's website. Other ethical dilemmas Jessica Hudson has faced in 2023 include hosting Black History Month events, where a library will be temporarily located during its reconstruction. Should staff be trained on administering Narcan, a life-saving drug for people who experienced an overdose? Personnel issues, and how to fairly allocate money between 23 libraries after being asked to cut our budget. FCPL falls under the Fairfax County government, and we follow the government's Code of Ethics. It has 6 core principles: honesty, public service, respect, responsibility, stewardship, and trust. Because of how broad the principles are, it can leave a lot of ambiguity. For example, although our policies are available to the public to view, they're buried and can be difficult to find. Jessica Hudson holds town halls quarterly where staff are invited to submit questions and get responses in a virtual meeting. We do not have anything quite like this for customers, however. People are welcome to attend board meetings, but they normally do not garner strong attendance from customers. Regarding public service, it's important to focus on diversity. The demographics for Fairfax County are diverse: 50% white, almost 20% Asian, about 10% Black, 9% Hispanic. In the public schools, 139 languages are spoken other than English, and 17% of teens in high school self-identify as LGBTQ. Our library collections and programs should naturally reflect the diversity here. In addition, a more robust outreach program is needed to encourage minorities and people with low socioeconomic status to utilize the library. Although a lot of training is provided to staff, there's not a lot regarding how to be respectful or manage situation when a patron is discriminatory or harasses staff. Diversity and inclusion training is also needed. Now I'm going to go over the last three principles quickly: responsibility, stewardship, and trust. The county offers an ethics reporting system where staff can anonymously report potential ethics violations without fear of retaliation. There's also mandatory ethics training all staff are required to take annually. This plays into responsibility nicely. Stewardship, of course, is all about money and how we spend it. Regular audits and checks and balances are always a must to ensure we're fiscally responsible with taxpayer dollars. And in order to foster a library of trust, regular town hall meetings or information sessions could be helpful. Staff should regularly communicate with their supervisors to promote trust internally. In conclusion, I recommend FCPL increase visibility and findability of policies, hold regular town hall meetings for customers, increase trainings on handling disrespectful customers, and provide and promote diversity and inclusion trainings.